Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second part of Navid's trip and journey and experience in Dubai. So he's just started in Dubai a few days ago, and he's going to give us his thoughts. But guys, you have to remember, listeners, this is the second part. So if you haven't listened to the first part, please do so now because you'll miss a lot of juicy and interesting content. So Navid, ready to hop in?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about music. So I'm pretty sure you haven't really play an instrument. You
I
might not know
know
that
I've
much.
been playing the piano, yeah, for like 8 years, but because I move around so much, definitely not because of my lack of musical talent. I'm still stuck on grade zero.
Yep.
But anyway, in terms of music, there's obviously you can take music for I think as a class for like GCSE, I think, where they compose stuff. I'm not really sure because I haven't done it, but I definitely know it's an option. But I definitely know that like only 2 kids in my year are doing it.
Yeah, not very popular.
Yeah, no, not very popular.
So do you know if you can
Um,
take music lessons?
Absolutely. You can take music lessons. There's a whole department for that, for instruments, but that's pretty much all I know on that subject.
I'm just gonna say something. I'll edit it to a different part of the thing, but I'm just gonna say that for the listeners, if you have any questions about Navid's experience, you can pop them in the
Or if you,
comment. He can
or
talk
if
about
you
it
have,
next time, you know?
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if you have any burning questions for, I have no idea because we're going to be asking a lot of questions. But if there is anything you want to know,
Yeah,
next episode we can ask him because the main, me and Navid are like the main hosts, and this is just going to be for the first few episodes, and then after that we'll bring on guests and we'll interview them.
yeah, exactly. But also if you you've been to different schools in different countries and you just really want to get up here and talk about that, please message us and you might find yourself on the podcast.
And not just that, you could
Likewise.
also, if you, a section coming up later is funny and interesting stories. If you do have any funny and
Yeah,
interesting stories, you can email us and we will talk about it. We will, because this is
on
a
the
very
podcast.
new podcast. So I'm sure if we have anyone
Yeah,
that does email us, we will respond to it.
absolutely.
And the
Right.
email address is linked in the bio, you know. Anyway, let's move on. So, Navid, what do you think about the behavior of the kids?
I mean, I would say that because this is a co-ed school, right?
Yeah, boys like
There's
that. Oh, I
girls
forgot
and
about that.
boys. Yeah, that's a big one. Which basically you might as well say it's not co-ed because every single time girls are on one side, whatever we're doing, boys are on the other side. You know, like
Oh, as in the
this.
lessons, like when you
Yeah,
sit down.
yeah, exactly. And even when you're talking amongst each other, like girls have their side, boys have their sides. I mean, you don't really interact unless you're romantically involved, but that's pretty rare. So yeah, so that's why like loads of teachers have the seating plans changed so that girls sit next to boys. Because otherwise, if you put like a group of boys with a group and a group of girls like separate, like everyone's gonna start laughing. But otherwise, like was difficult to explain. But if you're in a big group of like there's a big group of girls, they're just gonna laugh and talk a lot.
Yeah, of
But
course.
most teachers separate the seating plans.
Yeah.
Boys are next to girls and vice versa.
Yeah, of course.
So there's like much less chatting and stuff, and everyone's a bit more focused on the lesson
So going back to
mostly.
the romantically involved section that you were just talking about,
Yep.
I was a bit interested because I thought you couldn't really in like Muslim culture, you have to wait until you're married to you can't have girlfriend. You're
No,
not allowed to have a girlfriend
no,
until
because
something like that.
here, I mean, firstly, I don't know that much, but firstly, there are loads of international students here. So many
Of course,
different
yeah. So
people,
it technically
all of them
doesn't count.
Muslims, and I think it's fine to date
I'm pretty
about that.
sure you can't until you're 18. You can't have a girlfriend until you're 18. I'm gonna Google this. You talk about something else. Let me Google it.
Okay, so moving on to the house system and the house points, I think it's where there are different houses. I think 6 different houses, and there are loads of challenges where they have to compete each other, like chess, sports day, and the end of the goal is to win a cup, which is whoever has the most points, and you can earn house points by doing something really well or just winning a house
Hmm.
challenge.
So, I don't know if you mentioned this, but is this across the
Mhm.
year groups?
Yeah, this is across. So it's split into two ways. There's the junior school and the senior school. Senior school is 7, 8, 9, 10.
Isn't that only 7, 8, 9, 10? Or is it
No, no,
prep and
no.
pre?
Yeah, there's a junior school as well.
Oh,
But the
okay, okay.
junior school are kind of like separated from the senior school.
Yeah, that
Like
makes sense.
everything's done separated.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so
Mhm.
that's how that works. I mean, none of that has happened yet, but you can tell who's in what house by their tie, because their tie is like a specific color.
Yeah, that's cool. Have you done
Something. Oh
any
yeah,
events
sorry.
yet? I doubt you have, but do you know what
Yeah, I think it's gonna probably be something like sports day,
of
which
course,
is really
sports
soon.
days. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think like most schools in Dubai do sports day in like November or October.
Mm,
Maybe not, but it's just because it's just so hot in summer.
of course.
Because most English schools, yeah, do sports day in summer, but it's
Like the
just in
final
Dubai.
day.
Yeah, it's too hot for that, so they just do it at the end of the first term when it's nice and cool.
That's nice.
But yeah, something I thought I mentioned though is it's like the phone system, like how they
Yeah,
keep
you
track
did.
of the phones.
But you haven't done it
So
here yet, so go through that again.
yeah, so basically is that in Dubai there's this really popular brand called Yonder, maybe in other countries as well, but
Yeah.
lots of schools use this brand, which basically makes a pouch for phones and has a magnetic lock that can only be released by another magnet. And so children give, got, get these pouches, and basically I think one of the teachers has a magnetic lock which locks it together, so you can't get the phone out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Only at the end of the day you can open.
So, have you told? Oh, yeah, you have. Let me think. Let me think.
So school trips, I guess.
Oh, yeah, talk about uniform. Tell us about the
Yeah,
uniform.
uniform. Okay, so it's pretty typical. There's blazer. Funnily enough, I think in year 10, for some reason, they don't allow you to have shorts, even though it's so hot.
Yeah,
But
it's very
it's
interesting.
like I think it's the same as the UK. It's not like in France where, like loads of schools you don't have to wear uniforms to.
Mm.
But in Dubai and England, like you have to wear, tie and everything.
So, Navid, do you know anything
Hmm.
about any school trips that will happen?
Yeah, so there are lots of school trips. I think in my year to like other countries, every year gets to go to one country, somewhere, not too far from Dubai in Asia, or Africa. For example, year 10 is going to be going to Kenya.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think it's really cool because in Dubai, like it's kind of like in the center of the world. There's
Yeah,
Europe, like not too far, Asia's not too far, so you can go pretty much everywhere.
for the
You
US.
Like the UK,
Yeah,
where you were like so far from Asia or Africa. But in Dubai, you can pretty much access anywhere. So like there are loads of school trips to like Malaysia, Kenya, like everywhere, and it's really really cool. There are sports trips. For example, there's a sports trip to Sri Lanka, and but it's not mandatory, of course. You can
yeah, of
choose
course,
whether
of
you're
course.
doing it or not. But yeah, and obviously program trips. For example, the Duke of Edinburgh,
Also, you do that as well.
which is, yeah, it's quite a big thing in my school. I think like half of the year has signed up for it. So
Mm.
there's obviously that trip.
Talk us through what Duke of Edinburgh is.
Yeah, but you've had experience, done this. I think you should talk about it
Okay, so
because
the
I'm
Duke of
still,
Edinburgh
yeah.
Award is about making yourself a more well-rounded person, and especially
Mm.
more about like charity and helping out in the wider community. So
Yeah.
there's four parts of the Duke of Edinburgh. There is the volunteering part, where you volunteer um in either like maybe a charity shop, maybe some online scheme, maybe in your local museum, I don't know, something like that. Then there's a skill that you should learn. So for me, gonna do cooking, and
Oh,
I know you're
nice.
gonna try pigeon training, stuff like that. And then there's
Yeah.
the physical aspect, which is probably the easiest. It's just like a sport or something physical that you do every like 1 hour a week. So I'm doing tennis 1 hour a week. Some people are doing like jogging. So yeah.
Mm.
And
Do you
then,
have to do the?
oh
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, go on.
and
Asking,
there's,
yeah, for
I'm so sorry.
no, no, no. Just I was wondering for the skill and stuff. How long do you have to do this 1 hour a week? For like the whole year? For the
So,
whole school year?
you get to
Or
choose one that you do longer than the others. It's not technically 1 hour a week. It's more like 52 hours a year. So you don't specifically have to do that regime, you can like switch. Normally, so basically, each of them you have to do 26 hours a year, but then one
Mm-hmm.
of them you choose to do 52 hours a year.
Okay,
So
okay. Which
then
one did you choose?
I chose sports because that's easier. And then the final thing is the expedition. So I'm actually going to do the expedition pretty soon. I'm doing it this calendar year. I can't remember when. I think it's in October or
Oh,
November. And it's basically, I think, 2 or 3 days, and it's just an expedition to using orienteering, like with a map and a compass. And you just have to get from one place to another over the course of like 3 days.
really cool.
And then at the end, you
So
get your certificate thing.
yeah, because there's like bronze, silver, gold, I think.
Yeah. So this year is silver, and next year is gold. And gold is like very difficult, I've heard.
Well, you're lucky. I'm starting on bronze.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's much shorter bronze, I think. You don't do the
Mhm.
whole skills and stuff for a year, you just do it for 3 months. Yeah.
Maybe you have some idea about any about exams or
Oh
tests.
yeah, yeah, that's a huge thing. So basically, the way they do it in my school is everyone's doing the GCSEs, right?
Yeah,
So what they do is they give you the usual mocks, sometime around the end of year 10.
yeah.
Do they do that in the UK too? Not sure.
Uh, Mock tests, like give them to you and you do it at home or do it at school.
No, exam condition mock GCSE.
I think they do it. I don't think they do it in yeah, in year 10. I think the end of year exams are GCSE ones maybe. No, no,
Mm,
no. They do it at in year 11 while preparing for the GCSEs. They do mock tests.
okay, okay, that's fair. But because now it's set it to like pretty much every class is in sets. And like for example, maths, there's one set that's taking GCSE a year early.
Yeah,
So those guys are just speed running the whole course and just doing loads and loads of mock.
yeah.
But otherwise, usually every half term there's 1 week of exams.
Or every half term.
Uh, yeah, which is pretty like a lot, you know.
That's
There's
very
1 week
regularly.
just
Yeah,
dedicate. Yeah, exactly, dedicated to exams.
yeah,
And I've actually noticed that the school in Dubai for GCSE offers like a lot of the same resources as the school in England, like physics and maths tutor, Dr. Frost,
yeah.
things like that. Maybe it's because the school I go to is a Cognito-owned school.
Wait,
Not
wait, wait,
sure
wait.
about
Talk
that.
about Cognito own school. I have no idea what that means.
So Cognito is like a really big corporation that's
Yeah,
worth like $4 billion or something that owns like over 50 schools around the world. They're like pretty UK based, English based, and they offer pretty much the same because the school I go to is international, right? They offer
yeah.
the same like, curriculum and stuff for all the schools, and they've got loads of schools in England. So that's why like part of why my school does GCSEs, not like IB or something else. And that's what Cognito is basically. So every exam, every class is in set, depending on how good you are. For people who are joining though, like me, they're not really sure, so I think they just put you in the middle set.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously they try to use reports from your last schools, but because every school's different, every school has
Yeah.
different exams and stuff, so they can't really use that to apply what set you're going to be in.
Of course. But yeah, I remember now. You were
Yeah.
saying that there's sets for every single class, right?
Not every single class, but like all the sciences, maths, pretty sure English. Yeah, they're set it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and another thing about Dubai, I would actually say that languages, like the languages area, I don't know, it's my first week, quite high level because international
Mm.
people coming from all over the world,
Yeah, they
like they're
must be
speaking
very
all
good. They
sorts
must be
of
very good.
languages. Yeah, exactly. So many people in my year that speak French, for example, while
Yeah.
in England there was one other guy, I think. And there's so
Interesting.
many people who speak Spanish. So that's
Yeah.
why I think that the like loads of people are taking languages year early. That's why the GCSE level for languages, I'd say, is pretty high. And I think
That's
that would be the same. Yeah, most schools in Dubai would be like that.
so would you think
Everyone's international.
I was gonna say, would you think it would be difficult then for you to actually um like join a school, like have do a language because everyone
At
else
a
would be
school,
so good at
yeah.
it? Yeah, because everyone would be so
Yeah.
good.
No, the way they do it, for example, in Arabic, where a large portion of the school speaks Arabic, because yeah, Dubai is
Yeah.
in the Middle East. They have this they're setted. So
Yeah.
um one class is the ones that are completely new to the language, so they do that, and the other ones are the like really experienced that have been doing it for like 9, 10 years.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, I'd say
And
yeah,
both are aiming to do GCSEs, right?
both are aiming to do GCSEs, but
Wow.
obviously there are some ones that if you don't like Arabic, it's mandatory for the first year, but if you don't like it, you can just drop it in year 11.
So, how about we talk about any interesting and funny stories that have happened recently?
Been there for always. So there's not much apart from the fact that I'm not sure the school being new and stuff. It should be built well and everything. But for
Of
some
course.
reason, yeah, for some reason, one of the railings on the third floor, one of the glass railings, fell off and crashed onto the second floor. Look, I don't think anyone was hurt, but I'm a bit worried about that. But otherwise, I'd say that no, there's first week, there's not much.
Okay, cool. And have you heard anything from your friends, do you know?
Oh, like funny stories.
As
I
in like
mean, yeah,
anything that happened
obviously,
last year or like anything?
yeah, there, like, many schools there are lots of talking about last year, but I can't really remember anything in my head.
That's fine.
Apart from,
Cool.
yeah.
So, Navid, do you know anything about homework? Because homework differs in almost every school, every country. So what do you
Yeah.
think?
In Dubai, I think that schools, like education, are a bit more lax than England. There's so many international students with different expectations of school that they're not as high standard as I would say as in England. And I'd say that the homework in my school, there's like one basic thing. It's like in every class they give you 40 minutes of homework. They set it to you on Monday or Tuesday, like the beginning half of the week, and you got
Yeah.
to get it back 1 week after.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
so I think that's a less than you in Hampton. Sorry, in your school
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
UK.
there's a lot.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's the start of the year, so that's like the kind of thing. But then when it maybe picks up pace, getting more towards the GCSE season, there'll be
Yeah,
a lot more to do. I'm not sure, but because obviously in my school, there's like classes are like really frequent. So for example, the sciences, we have them we have them we have 3 lessons a week. No. So that's the same as in the school in the UK, right?
yeah, basically.
So yeah, I guess they're just a bit more lax, you know what?
Or it could be that they change it later and it's just for the first few weeks.
Exactly, that's true. That's a good point. That's a
That'd be
good
very
point. Maybe
sad.
they just yeah. God, that would be very, very sad. So yeah, a thing about my school is that they have societies. Yeah, so it's basically there are 4 different societies where you can do different things, like they're each based on different things. For example, one is on, for example, like business and entrepreneurship. Another's on medicine. Another one's on technology. Another one's on law and philosophy. And then you can sign up to join these societies, depending I think on what career or you want to take just
Yep.
like that subject. It's like a club, but a bit more than that because you arrange like there are external speakers coming in for the society,
Oh, wow.
trips on the society, they do loads of stuff. And also you can year tens are allowed to run some societies.
Wow.
So kind of like how you can create clubs back in England.
Yeah.
You're allowed to help run societies with teachers and do those kind of projects. I'm not sure what they are because they haven't started yet. But yeah, I think that's quite interesting.
Cool. I think you should definitely maybe, I don't know if you want to, but at least try to maybe join one. That would be good.
Yeah, definitely gonna do one. But then there was another. Oh yeah, in my school. So sorry, it's just a lot of the responsibility for people's stuff. They have people called senior ambassadors.
Yeah?
So basically, it's like I guess it's like the equivalent of a head, like prefects or heads of head boys or head girls that basically go around helping the school with things or representing the school, like at
Yeah.
open things like that.
And is there anyone like that in your class?
I think there's one. I think there's one.
Maybe you should talk to them, get some information.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay.
So, I think that was fun. If anyone
Yeah.
listening wants to listen to Navid later on, when When do you think we should check back in with you?
I think in a few weeks, definitely we should check back and see if like any obvious differences or if like we can, develop
Yep,
further into those topics.
of
But
course.
otherwise, I think we're going to be also really a lot into interviewing people about their experiences, different schools, or even, getting some study tips or things like that.
So while we wait for Navid, we are going to actually, we might not. Yeah. So this is the second part of Navid's journey. And in the next 2 weeks, instead of it just being us two, we are going to interview someone. And if you check in on our socials like YouTube, then you'll get a sneak peek to see who it is and something about them. So
Exactly. Like
take
what
care
school
until,
they.
and again, if you do want to get any sneak peek, extra bonus clips, and early releases, remember to check out our Patreon. Take care, everyone.
All right. See you guys. Bye.